Aloha, everybody. It was a okay session overall for the market on Tuesday. Really, it's kind of impossible to say what we can really take away from today's session, but overall, we're holding the recent support levels, so that's good. But the Nasdaq was down 0.13% today. The good news is that volume was lighter than the day before. Good news is we closed off the intraday lows and above where we opened. The bad news is we had another weak final hour and couldn't close near the highs. So now we're just trapped in even smaller trading range right now for the Nasdaq. But the Nasdaq 100, similar situation. Oscillators looked mixed to me. Don't look bullish. Don't look bearish. Don't like the stochastics are near overbought. But overall, there's really not a whole lot I can take away from this. The Russell 2000, the good news is that it was higher today. Oscillators, they kind of look bullish, but they don't look too bullish. And unfortunately, the Russell 2000 was up quite a bit today, as you can see, but came off the high significantly, but still closed higher than where we opened. It's hard to say that if this was a good day or bad day. Too many mixed, signals that we can take from today, so just might as well just keep a neutral bias. S&P 500 volume was higher than the day before, but well below average, and we were not down more than 0.2%, so no distribution day on the S&P 500. Looks like it was just basically a day of consolidating recent gains. Dow Jones Industrial Average, similar situation, only down 0.16%, but it's closing below its 50-day moving average again. Not really a whole lot to take away from there. And the Dow Jones Transportation Average, the good news is it was higher today, showing bullish relative strength compared to the other indexes. So DJT and Russell 2000 led today. But overall, hard to really say what was up today. Now, the good news is I got signals everywhere, like AMWD. That was a nice little move. Let me get rid of all those lines on the chart. AMWD. BURL from the Cancelum scan. LCI looks like it's bottoming from the Cancelum scan. EWBC looks like it wants to break out. JBSS from the Perfect Speculator scan. VR Cancelum scan. CSLT from the Max Green BOP for 5 days scan. QTS for the daily volume BOP price surge. It was only one of only 26 stocks in that scan. LDRH, I knew it. What did I say 2 days ago? It was going to boom, 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 and it did. That was in the price volume BOP scan. And NVIV is a recent over-the-counter bulletin board stock that's now on the NASDAQ. That's a nice uptrend off the $2 lows, and it looks like it's building out a cup pattern, wants to break higher, but I'm going to go ahead and pass. If it would have Max Green BOP today or even Green BOP today, then I'm going long for sure, but I'm going to pass. Going to regret it too. And speaking of regrets, let's just go through a few of those. TANH, got a long signal on it back here. I passed on it. It's up 25% since then in 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions. And how about TRCH? I was talking about the last 2 weeks in the chat room to watch for this one after it did this little powerful move here. Expected it to consolidate and eventually break out. Finally broke out 2 days ago, and in 3 days now, since the very start of the move 3 days ago, it's now up 92%, and in 2 days up 53%. Guess who didn't touch it at all? Me. Whoops. But TRCH, that's worked out well. And how about OCLR? Passed on OCLR back here. Decided I just didn't like the pattern overall. And whoopsie daisy, how much have we missed out on that one? Only 30%. So 30%, 25%, and 50% in a short amount of time missed out on. So this market continues to throw up plenty of possibilities. I only have 2 sells tonight. CLVS is a 50% sell. Already taken out that 50% of the position already, but it's a 50% sell on the end-of-day basis. And then besides that, a new long OGS failed. And once again, we didn't lose that much with that failure, losing less than 3% overall on the position. But OGS is a full sell. Now, I do have signals I'm taking tonight. 4 add signals, 2 new long signals. First, we'll go over the 2 new long signals. Tree is a Perfect Speculator scan quality stock. Don't love this chart pattern at all. That's why I'm going to keep it a small percentage of the. Basically, everything tonight is going to be like 1% positions, 1% across the board. TREE, because first off, my cash account is tiny as can be. I got taken out a half of WWAV today and a half of BMRN today, along with the OGS final sell stop and 50% CLVS. So Tree, I'm not. If I put 2.5% in this position, I'm not going to have 1% to put in the rest positions for the cash account. So if I just split everything up 1%, then that works because that's about how much cash I have in the cash account, and I'll just run the margin account like that. But Tree, Perfect Speculator scan quality stock, confirmed in the price volume BOP scan. It's good, but it's not great, but it's a perfect speculator stock, so I have to take the long signal. And then going to the other long signal, CCO. Remember this one? Attempted to get long back here. Didn't work out. Let me see if there was any other entries. I know for a fact it was this one. So here's where I initially wanted to get long CCO. CCO is doing its thing, but not really working out. And then unfortunately, I got an ad signal here. Thought CCO was really going to work out. Boom. Immediate failure. Immediate failure taking me out of all that ad position. And then the very next day, red bop, heavier volume. I'm out of all of the position. It fully failed because intraday it moved below 967. And that move below 967 knocked me out of all of it. And as you can see it at 966. Funny enough, that day I got filled like at 963. Where's that print? Exactly. And then immediately the very next day, boom, I did not buy back. Very, very foolish. The reason why I didn't buy back, I thought it closed too far off the high a day. That's the only reason I didn't buy back that price volume max green bop surge. Immediate regret. However, CCO is built out sideways now and is starting to break out yesterday. I passed on the long signal yesterday because it did not close higher than where it opened, but today it has done that. So basically for a 2-day chart, I kind of see that pattern, but CCO is definitely a buy signal, speculative quality. It's not high quality, so it's only going to be 1%, but it was only in the price volume BOP scan. It was in no other scans, but back-to-back pocket pivot point signals, and with all the recent pocket pivot point signals, increases the odds that it's going to work. As for the ads, these are all 1%. FCB, remember, FCB did a stupid thing where I added to it, and then intraday it shook me out of the ad on the 29th, had to buy that back, and now we're getting up ad signals. So this is a 1% ad signal. FCB is a Cansom quality stock, confirmed in the price volume BOP scan. And then HRTG is a Cansom quality stock, another pocket pivot point signal. This was not confirmed in the price volume BOP scan, but with volume above average, max green BOP. High quality Cansom stock with huge earnings and sales growth, over 100% each. Pocket pivot point signal, got to add to it. 1% Cansom quality, no confirmation. And then Hele is a Cansom quality stock that was confirmed in my Perfect Speculator 2 or Perfect Speculator not quite up 100% over the past 52-week scan, whatever you want to call it. Back-to-back pocket pivot point signals shook me out of half my position. Got an add back signal yesterday, but I didn't add it back because I didn't have enough capital in the cash account. Didn't add it back in the margin account either because I'm a retard and totally forgot about it. But HELE is an ad signal today, 1% margin in cash account. And then also, oddly enough, UVXY is giving me an ad signal. Now, I've been kind of lucky with this one. I got a buy signal here, got a good fill at 41.41. Had a weak day, but didn't hit any of my sell stop levels. But if it would have been bad because that would have been like around 39.64, and instead it gapped open to 40.05, so I got a better fill. So really, instead of getting filled at 32 and 39, I got filled at 41 and 40. Not bad, pretty good. However, the position's still working, and today, another big volume surge. Price is breaking out above recent resistance levels. 40.99 is above the closing levels of the past 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Heavier volume, even though BOP is falling slightly, with it being in the ETF scan, it's flagged, and then when it confirmed in the price volume BOP scan, I have to take it. So once again, 1% in UVXY. So UVXY, Hele, HRTG, FCB, TREE, CCO. We're fully long, so 1% across the board. And we'll keep seeing intraday also. Don't forget, Gevo, all over it. Started to move around 327. Or started to move earlier than that. Caught the breakout, pulled back 327. I had to leave to go surf. Finished up at 392. But it was given to everybody. Intraday in the chat room. Stocks continued to make big gains. CDTI in the morning was the big one. All over it, these intraday chat rooms that I monitor. So we were on it too. We really recommend watching that pre-market watch list that we send out every morning before the opening bell.